Good afternoon everyone. Definitely an unplanned stream, but I fancied coming on instead of sitting here filming. I fancied chatting, and let me just get my video up so I can quickly see chat. I didn't do the right thumbnail. Never mind, I'll change that later. How annoying. I completely forgot. Hey Dawn. I'm just making sure everything's right. I managed to mess up the thumbnail already. I completely forgot to take a picture. But I thought I'd pick a page out of here today. I did do one of these as a giveaway, and that's been sent out and the ladies got it now. But I got this yesterday from Amazon. I think it was only £5. So, wanted to pick a page together. Hope everyone's doing alright. What day are we today? I'm losing track of my days. It is Wednesday. It is Wednesday. So at the start of this book you get all previously coloured images. I swear my phone goes off when I don't want it to. Yeah, so previous coloured images. How beautiful is that one? Just like the other, is it confirmation? I can never say that word. Never say that word. But I've not done one out of this. Obviously, it was only arrived yesterday. But I have just finished a Kerby page actually last night. So I'm quite surprised that I'm doing another one. I was in the Kerby mood. So this one was in the Fragile Worlds one, and I did. I think they're called panclaws, Chinese panclaws, something like that. Anyway, it says the names at the back of the book. But I did this one last night, and I think it's adorable. I think they're so cute. The background was a bit of a pain in the bum. It took me about 2 hours to fill in all that black. But I was in the mood for another Kerby. So I don't know whether I want to do a double page spread, because that last night took a lot of patience. So let's have a little look. I've done that one before, the mechanical owl. I hope the lighting's not too bad, because I'm just working off just daylight. I don't want to have to get lamps and stuff out and it go orange. I quite like that one. But I'll use watercolour to base it, because I'm not about sitting here spending hours and hours doing all the different shading, and I'll soon get bored of that. So I don't fancy any Halloween pictures. I'm far from past that. I do like this one. I do like the leopard on this, but I don't like all the itty bitty bits. So I was making sure my phone's on silent, because I have a tendency of doing that, leaving it. No, I don't fancy a skull. Oh, maybe the cheetahs actually. If I can break the spine of the book. Right, so that's up there. That's up there. It might be the cheetahs. No, the pony, I've done that before. The giraffes I've done. The stampede, no. I'm leaning towards them cheetahs. I've done one of the dragons, I think, before. Did I do the other page? I think I did that one blue, and I don't think I did the other side. No, I've done that shark. I don't fancy dragons today. No, I think I want to do the cheetah, so I'll have to break the spine of this book. Hello Heather. No problem at all. Thank you for popping in and saying hello anyway. I don't know how long the stream's going to be. I just fancied sitting down, instead of me sitting and filming, actually chatting to real life people. So let's see if I can break the spine of this boot. Sometimes I do struggle a little bit. That shouldn't be too bad. So when I think watercolour for the start, I'll use the new Rembrandt ones, because I've not used them on the channel yet. And then my nice new watercolour brushes. my pot of water, get everything ready. I should have probably done this beforehand, but I didn't even think because it was a last minute decision. So you know how it goes. It was either sitting here filming for an hour, or I might be able to stream for an hour and a half maybe. Right, so tea towel, water, and I think I'm ready now. If it was just a single side, I'd probably use tape, but I think we'll be alright. This might be a lot more work than I initially realised. Looking at it now. We should be alright. I'll get a reference picture up on my phone. Is it a cheetah or a leopard? I think it's a cheetah, isn't it? Let me see. So thankfully the rain's kept off as well, so the lighting shouldn't be too bad. Cheetah picture. No, not cheetah as in you're cheating. Cheetah as in the cat. There we go, cheetah picture. And all cartoon ones are bloody coming up. Well, they might not be too bad. I'm sure that's what that is. So, let me... That one might be better. So I'll save that picture to my phone, and I can keep referring back to it. Add to photos, and there we go. So this is the reference that I'll work off for now. This one. And try and do some colour matching. I can see straight away that I've got some nice beiges at the bottom here. It shouldn't be too bad. Let's pre-wet these. So I want my top one way around. I want my top third one in, fourth, fifth, and then the 3 at the bottom. I'm not going to take this too seriously. I just want to sit here and relax and do my watercolouring. I won't use the heat gun on this, so you might not see the pencil portion of it, because I don't want to crinkle my brand new book, although it will flatten itself out in time. The background, what should we do with the background? We'll worry about that later. Has anybody else managed to pick this book up yet? Because I know that it's not available everywhere. But like I said, it was dirt cheap on Amazon. I think it was £5. And I think I paid £5 as well when I bought it in store as well. But I might just pop the light on it. It's looking a bit dingy. I'm not too sure. Hello Deb. It's lovely you can catch me live. I don't think I've had you on a stream before. However, I'll put my little lamp on. See if that's any better. It might just be too orange. Just waiting for it to catch up. That might not be too bad actually. So it's all a work in progress, this, because I feel like I've not streamed in absolutely ages. I'm still getting used to it myself. So there we go. There we go. That should be alright. And then I can go there. Right, so them paints should have had long enough now. They don't really take long to activate. Just want to make sure. I've had my acrylic nails took off as well. I'm giving them a bit of a breather, and I'll just put a bit of gel polish on when I got home. So let's have a look at these beiges. That might be a bit too yellow. I'll show you the colours that I'm working with. I always get nervous with the first layer. That's the only layer that I really get nervous. Just making sure that I'm colour matching it right. I've got a bit of green mixed up there. I'm not liking the looks of that. That should do. They're really nice paints, these ones. They are on the pricier side, but they're very, very nice. I've used them a handful of times now. So I think that should be enough just to cover the top cheetah. I might not do the other ones in the same colour. I shall see. Appetite for colouring, hello. Thank you for joining. So I've literally just started this page. Just fancied another Kerby one. I've just been saying I finished one last night. A big double page spread. So am I crazy doing another one straight after? I'm not sure. But we'll see how far I can get with this guy. And she goes out the line straight away. Not too worried about the background though, because I will go over that with some sort of paint or pastel maybe. I'm not sure. Have any of you done this page yet? One of my dogs is dreaming. I think it's Rolo. Deborah, another Deborah, hello. Yeah, can you hear her? Little squeaks. Daft dog. Yeah, it's the black one making the noise. So I'm not too worried about going on any of these areas as well, because these will be filled in with pencil. So I just want to get the base colour down. Rolo. And let's go for the tail. There's the tail. We've got a little bit of white underneath the tail. Oh, I've just realised this is the first time I'm coming on since having my tattoo. Look. A lion. He's not finished yet. He's nowhere near finished. He's going to be finished on the 24th. I've got another appointment on the 24th. And then another appointment in January for the other side. But I absolutely love him. And it was very, very painful. Very painful. But it was worth it. And I can't wait to get him finished now. Yeah, I'm not too worried about going over these little bits and bobs. Pencil will cover this up. It's not like it's a really dark pigment. But these brushes that I'm using as well are the Princeton Neptune ones, and I'm kicking myself that it took me so long to try these. I really do like these brushes. Thank you, I absolutely adore him. Absolutely adore him. My plan for the other side is I'm going to get 2 cubs, one here and one there, for both of my children. And I can't wait. But I'm a big fat baby and I had to use numbing cream, which helped loads. But yeah, I don't think it's too bad. 2.5 hours it took him to get as far as he got with it. And he's a super nice guy as well. So we can start adding a little bit more of a darker brown now. That's too pigmented. Let's try this one. I just want it a tad darker, just a hint. This might be too orange, I'm not sure. Well, me too, Deborah, but I can't have any cats. My husband's allergic to them, unfortunately. He's allergic to them, but he's not allergic to our 2 long-haired chihuahuas. Although if he does stroke them and put his hands on his face, it does affect him a little bit, but he puts up with them too. But yeah, we can't have cats, unfortunately. That's quite a nice colour, that one. It matches alright. Matches alright, that actually. So the paper is already starting to buckle. I've noticed with some of these Kerby books, some of them behave a little bit different than others. Some I feel like I have to put gesso down, and others not so much. Now this one, I don't like the way it's behaving at the moment. You might not be able to see it on the webcam, but it's waving up so much. Hello Kirsty, with a big wave. I did watch your video before, your Christmas colour in heaven. I did comment as well that I think it's probably because I'm not in the Christmassy mood, but I don't think that one's for me, unfortunately. I don't think so. I need to get a really nice Christmas book this year. I've got a couple of PDFs, but not a really nice book. that I love a Christmas one anyway. So I need to have a little look round. So I'll show that picture again actually in a second. But I just finished last night because it's adorable and I want to share it. I did this one last night. Well, I finished it off last night, should I say. I've done loads in this one now, which the Fragile Worlds. That one, the pangalos I think they're called. Chinese pangalos. And it took me about 2 hours to do that black background, and I don't suggest anyone doing that unless you want to lose your temper. It took me so long. So am I being a bit crazy here going in with another double page spread? I'm not sure. I just had the radiators on and now it's too warm. Too warm. So back to this one. Well, I'm only expecting both my kids home in... What time are we at? I broke my clock on the wall as well, that's why I can't hear the ticking. I was moving all my cabinets round like I do every couple of months yesterday. And I've knocked the wall and the clock has fallen off the wall and it must have missed my head about that much and crashed on the floor onto my foot. So yeah, I've got a bruised foot and no clock on the wall now because I broke it, so I had to keep checking my phone. That was the reason I was telling you that story. So they're home in a couple of hours, about 4 o'clock. So let's bring this colour here. Yeah, I was counting my blessings yesterday afternoon that clock missed my head. I was angry at myself that it even came off the wall in the first place, so I need to replace it. How would I have explained that one? That I managed to knock myself out with a clock from the wall. I don't know. I want to try and leave some white areas. I'll try my best anyway. Let's just blend that out a little bit better there. I don't like that line. Yeah, but this paper is it's not behaving at the moment, I've got to be honest. I can't wait for his new boot to come out. I think it's next year though, isn't it? Next year I want to say. Right, so I've missed a foot here, so let's fill that in. Let's go in with that same colour. And just fill that in. What do we think for the background? I don't want something too busy because there's already so much going on in this picture. And I don't want to sit here with black acrylic again because if I do I'm going to end up pulling my hair out. It suits all on that last night. You've had a lot of pilling with the Kerby boots. I've just been saying that some of the boots I've been alright with and others I feel like I've needed to gesso the pages. So I don't know. Is the paper different? I'm not 100% sure. But let's just see how we get on with this. I'm not completely flooding it with water and it is already bending quite a lot there. But I've not had issues with pilling. Now that I've noticed that it started to bend, I won't overwork that area, let it dry. And then once it is completely dry, you should be able to go over the top and you shouldn't have issues of pilling. There's a bit of a line there that I don't like. And one there. I've not long got back from my local supermarket from Tesco and there was no crisp on the shelves. Is anybody else having that issue? No crisp, won't forget myself my dinner. One of the meal deals, no crisp. So yeah, that was quite annoying. So for this cheetah, I'll go for a slightly different colour. I know they're all meant to be the same, but I want to do it different. Add plenty of water to that. And more. Yeah, they've not got anything. It's absolutely terrible, isn't it? My brother is a HGV driver, one of the truck drivers, and he said that he's rushed off his feet at the minute with work, and they can't keep up. And then I think it comes into effect as well tonight that all the NHS staff has to have had the COVID jab, apparently. I won't say my feelings on that, not on not online. Not online. Has anybody managed to get the new Anastasia Cold Reaver boot yet? I'm waiting for mine in the post, and I've been so patient not really looking at flip throughs online because I want it to be a surprise for myself. But I'm really tempted. I've seen it pop up on my subscription feed. There's such a person's added a flip through. Like, oh no, I want to see it first myself in person. I'm looking forward to that one. So that one's going to be more yellow. Do the same thing though, leave a little bit of white at the bottom. And not miss his legs as well this time. Yeah, that one's quite yellow, isn't it? Might have to go over that with a few layers. So my daughter should be in school as well all this week, so we'll see. They've got cover for the bus. That was an absolute nightmare last week and the week before. It was literally, I was being told of the morning whether she was going to school or not. It was a nightmare. But she's got a week's cover, so she'll be at school for the next week, and then we'll just have to see about next week. You can't live your life like that though. You can't plan anything, can't do anything, you can't leave the house. So it was an absolute nightmare. Oh, don't say that, Kirsta. I'm going to have to watch somebody's flip through then, because I won't be able to wait 3 months. I have got a tracking on my phone, and it says that it'll let you know when it's left, or when it's entered the country, I think. And I've not had that notification yet, so we shall see. But I've made sure to say, can you sign it to Debbie please and not Daniel, because I used his PayPal to pay her. I said it's not Daniel, it's Debbie. I used my husband's PayPal because I've got that boot that says Daniel. I don't mind because I still think that's quite comical. Oh, we had my son's parents' evening, and he did really well, really well actually. I'm really proud of him. We got him some Xbox Live vouchers for his computer last night as a well done. And he's doing, I'm so surprised, he's doing really well in drama. And I was just so, it was so unexpected from his teacher, because he is quite shy. But his teacher said, oh, before the half term for Christmas, they're sorting out a play which parents can come and view. And he just sat there and he went, what? I didn't even know about that, you're not going to come, are you, Mum? I said, of course I can, of course I am, you won't act in front of me. So I'm looking forward to that and seeing what his acting skills are like. Because he's definitely got the acting skills up to perfect when it comes to moody teenager, definitely. Even though he wouldn't agree with me. So for the grass or leaves, whatever these are at the bottom, I'm going to stick to one colour. Because I've got a funny feeling with all these different illustrations in the one illustration, like your birds and your ghosts and stuff. I don't want it to be loads of different colours. I want it to be a little bit matchy, so that's what I'll do for that bit. Let's wet that green. I like the colour of that one. They really don't take long to activate these ones at all, and they're not chalky as well, like the, what's the other brand, what's it called? It is the Prima ones. Even though I do really like them and the colours are beautiful, I find them very chalky. Very chalky actually. Let me just move the camera so I can see what you can see, because I've not got, so it's hard to show because it's upside down for you. But the plan is, this is going to get brought down just a little bit here to cover up the butterfly. Don't like that, hate that. I'm having my Danny redone just so it looks a little bit neater, and then 2 cubs going up this side. I love him, absolutely love him. I can't wait to get him finished. He's nowhere near done yet. He's nowhere near done, but I love him. What day are we now? We are Wednesday and I had it done on Monday. My husband walks in and says, it's a bit bigger than I thought, Deborah. He thought it was going to be a tiny little thing like that. And then I told him last night, I've already booked my next 2 appointments, so I'm having all this done as well. He didn't really say anything. He didn't really say anything. But it's up to me. It's up to me. But it will be nice when it's all done. A bit too much on there. Just want a light wash of this. I don't need to pull you down anymore, do I? So it's just literally going over these pieces of leaves or whatever they are. So when are you going to get yours, Kirsty? Because I know that we've spoken about it, that you said that you wanted to get another one. Are you going to beat yourself in? I think the initial booking it is probably one of the most scarier things for me, because I've not met the person that's going to do it, but now that I've met him and he's a dead nice guy, it'll be fun going back and getting it finished. But yeah, numbing cream all the way, and big baby. A big baby. But that numbing cream was not cheap. I think it was £25 for a tube of it, and it wasn't a big tube. It wasn't a big tube at all. But it lasted about 2 hours, maybe a little bit less. Yeah, that's a nice green, that complements the oranges, and the yellow is quite nice. Oh no, well I've got the bug now that I've started. Now that I've started, I want to get it finished ASAP. So I messaged him last night and I booked in for the 14th of January. And yes, she will be back in school, thank God, as long as the bus is running. So we'll see. But these paints as well are really, really nice for going over the top of with pencils. I lost my train of thought then. Yeah, if you go over the top with pencils, these paints are really nice. Well, the guy that I go to is £50 an hour, so that's quite reasonable. There was a couple of other places that I got quotes and they wanted £70 to £80 an hour, and the work wasn't as good as this in my opinion, but I think it's because they did more like cartoony work, and that was not what I was after. I wanted more of a realistic artist. But I was showing him my, I didn't show him my YouTube because I said I was too embarrassed. Anyone in real life, I was too embarrassed. But I was showing him my Instagram, and he said to me, have I ever thought about doing tattooing? Because I can do colouring. I said, well, it's completely different, isn't it? It is completely different. You're sitting here and the ink's on the page, and if you mess up, it doesn't matter. Like what I always say, it's paper, but if you mess up on somebody's skin, that's a big no-no. But it got me thinking. It did. Something to think about. Yeah, Deb, I don't think it was too bad. I don't think it was too bad. So I think all in all, it'll probably cost about £4.50 to do a half sleeve. Where my dad's covered in tattoos and he's spent thousands on his, but like I said, he is covered in them. So does that need to be a bit watered down, that, because that's a little bit too opaque? I'm not liking that at all. Let's see if I can lift some of that up. That shouldn't be too bad. So I've started reading as well, So expect November's finished pages. There is not going to be as much as last month, because I bought a heated blanket. It came yesterday. If you saw my post on Instagram, that the presents that my husband got me for reaching 5,000 subscribers, he is a sweetheart. I bought a heated blanket with that money, and it came yesterday, and I was sat reading on the couch, and because I was that warm and snuggled up, I fell asleep. I fell asleep for about, it must have been about an hour, with the boot just in my hand. Yeah, so it was funny that yesterday. But yeah, heated blanket. No problem, Kirsty. Say hello to Casper for me. I miss seeing him at nursery, even though all he used to do was run away. I'll catch you later. I forgot that it's a little bit later that I started streaming. I'd had my dinner and I was watching something on TV, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to sit down and stream instead of filming. So how long is it going to take me to get through all of these? Because it might be quite boring for you to watch, so let's see if I can do it just a little bit quicker. And then maybe do a little bit of pencil on the leopard, cheetah, whichever. Is it a cheetah or a leopard, that? I think it's a cheetah, isn't it? I think so. So all these little bits need doing as well. I was just watching the newest episode of American Horror Story Season 10, and I am thoroughly enjoying that at the minute. So every Wednesday, that's what I've been looking forward to. Every Wednesday afternoon I've been sitting here and watching that for an hour, and I can't wait for the next episode after what's just happened. But tonight I might start watching Breaking Bad again. I'm terrible for series. I love a good series. So let's bring this colour around. There's more waves and stuff here, but they're being all green, just to match the rest. And then we've got a fox, and it looks like it's got a leaf tail, and we've got a whale that's flying. Very random. That can all be filled in. Move on to the other side. So I might get the other half to sit and stream with me one night. I quite like sitting down and chatting with him and everybody else, and you guys seem to enjoy it. So, has anyone tried these Rembrandt paints? I really like them. They're even better on watercolour paper though, even better. So these two need doing here. And got a little bit here. I think we might go for purples or blues for the rest of the other bits and bobs. I'm not sure. I'm on the fence about the background as well with this one. I really am. Let's hurry up and get these finished. Right, so they're done. That colour's on. So hairdryer, we're nowhere near yet. Nowhere near, so we'll have to... The eel. What colour's going to go with that? I don't want it to be like really in your face. I don't want these sticking out. I want it to be about the cheetahs. This is what I struggle with the colour matching things. Getting them to go. Maybe like a maroon colour maybe. Where's my chart? Maybe something like that. Like a burgundy colour maybe. Which will be this one. Let's have a see. Hope it's that one. It might be that one. I was swatching all them out and I was taking the stickers off and sticking them on individually, and I soon got bored with that. That's why it's such a messy chart. But now in hindsight I'm kicking myself because I don't know the colour names. But I suppose I could always Google it. Everything's on Google. So I'm mixing colours here. That shouldn't be too bad. I want too much on the brush. So that's definitely more of a red than a burgundy, but we'll work with it. I've mixed the colour now. I'm not wasting it. And what I might do is finish this off all on camera. But obviously I won't be able to talk for the whole time because it's going to take me a good few hours this page, I think. I wish that he'd just do the pictures without all these squiggly bits. I really, really do. Just like the 3 cheetahs and maybe some grass or grasslands in the background. Like the fragile worlds, that's more like the thing that I've done. That's why I've done a lot in that book. That's what I prefer. I'm hoping his new book's like that as well, to be honest. But I haven't seen any pictures or anything. No little sneak previews. Nothing. Right, so we'll do this goose or whatever it is in the top corner. So the whole point of me putting the watercolour down is I just want to get rid of the white of the paper, and it just gives me something to work with. I think it takes the scurriness away of it just being blank. So it's a little bit better watered down, this colour. Just like so. Same thing with this little guy. So just keep that puddle of water there moving so it doesn't dry weirdly. See, there's all sorts of furries and everything on this. It's just really, really random. Not getting there yet. I might go quiet in these little areas because I do want to stay in the lines as best as I can. Yeah, I think I'll do the all of it in this colour. I'm not going to get away with doing that middle bit. Ooh. If the paper's white it's going to bleed, but I think it should be okay. Yeah, that's nice. I just find it so much more relaxing sitting here doing painting than with 1,000,001 different colour pencils and worrying about shading and that's why I love Mix Media so much. That's looking alright. I'm going to do all this together and not worry about the bits in between. You could always use masking fluid as well, going around all the edges to do the background, but I wasn't in the mood for that today because that would have taken me forever to go around all these areas. They've been quite detailed. See, I think if I just use a couple of pencils just to do a tiny bit of shading and then do the background a similar colour, they might sort of merge into the background, so it's all about the cheetahs. That's my plan anyway. So I'm looking at bigger areas that I can work on. So we can do these two little guys here. Do you look like little Pac-Man? Remember that game, Pac-Man? And this little squiggly guy, whatever he's meant to be. See, this is what I mean. Why is it so random? Some of these lines as well, because I'm pretty sure a cheetah does not have them. Yep, my dogs are snoring. It's always the way. Oh, be quiet. She looks at you dead confused as well when you tell her. Like, why are you telling me off? What have I done? These paints as well, they go a long way before I'm having to dip it in into the paint again. They do last. Whereas some cheaper brands that I've used, you're constantly dipping in into the paint. Like I said, they're definitely not chalky like the Prima ones that I've tried. Even though they are really nice, them Prima ones. Some of the colours are absolutely beautiful. Yeah, I think there's the, is it vintage palette? Really beautiful purples in that one. There's a pastel palette as well, obviously pastel colours. Let's bring this round. Let's fill all this area in. There's a squiggly man there that I've missed. One there. And one here. See how annoying they are? Why are they there? Why are they there? Cloud. See, that's almost dry that now, so I should be able to use a bit of pencil over the top soon. I've never tried this effect before as well, so hopefully it'll work. Yeah, we shall see, we shall see. Hello Sabrina, how are you doing? It's early for you, isn't it? This was just a unplanned, I just fancied sitting down instead of filming and just to chat. So let's pull that colour out just a bit. I don't like that these are coming off the cheetah as well. I've done a lot of complaining about this picture, haven't I, even though I'm sat here painting it. There's a bit of this cheetah light that I've missed as well, and luckily I've got some of the paint left, so we're alright. Do this monster guy, whatever it is, and you've got a couple of furries around him. Another one here. Yeah, it's almost 10, so it's early for you. Yeah, just unplanned. I won't be on for ages and ages and ages, but sort of dipping my toes into streaming again. Hopefully I'll be able to do it in the evenings a little bit more often. But we will see. All depends on Little Miss. Then we've got what looks like a frog or something here. Don't know what on earth that is meant to be. It looks like a cross between a frog and some slime. I have no idea what that is meant to be. So I've been looking on Etsy as well. Can anyone recommend any new PDFs that you think that I'd like? I've been practically stalking Mariola Budek's page, but she's been coming out with a lot of cartoony pages, which are not my sort of thing, even though they're really cute. It's not my sort of artwork that I like to colour. I was wondering if there's somebody else out there like Mariola, because her work is absolutely beautiful. And I do like a good portrait every now and again. So my idea with this, Sabrina, is I'm doing all these bits and bobs the same colour, just to try and fade them hopefully into the background. We shall see whether that works or not. Because I just wish that it was the cheetahs. We've even got a little robot here, strapped around its paw. It's like looking into the mind of somebody. This is what they create, their artwork, what goes on in their head. I've got a star up here that I missed. We need to finish this one off. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm hoping anyway. That's the idea. But we'll see. I've not tried to do this before. And I think it'll take me a while to do that background off camera. See, I don't mind the mushrooms. I like colouring mushrooms. I'm running out of colour, so let's mix some more. Hoping that's not too red. Hello Dee. Well, it's nice to see you as well. I don't do lives all that often. I'm trying to get better at it. Right, the monster at the top. I could have used metallic paints and done all these different colours, but I think it would have stuck out too much. So yeah. I'm wondering whether I should have done the grass now in red instead of making it realistic. There's a whale here, flying whale. Oh, I was on Facebook the other day and it popped up, you know, like things what it says like what you might be interested in. And this found, I think it was a killer whale. Was it a killer whale or an orca? Or was that the same thing? I think it's the same thing, isn't it? But an albino one, all pure white. It was absolutely beautiful. And they were saying how rare it was. And I think they've seen dolphins as well that are albino. So we're nearly there now. Can be quite messy the first layer. I think you can get away with it. Yeah, I think it would have been too much going on, wouldn't it? Your eyes wouldn't know where to look. But I recently sorted out all of my metallic watercolours, so they are all nice and organised. So I'm sort of like, I don't want to go into that drawer because it's nice and neat now. I know what I'm like. They all fit in there perfectly. Apart from the new calendar one that I got, the calendar palette, that doesn't fit in that drawer, so I'm having to just keep it in with the normal watercolours. I've got this little furry up here, holding a playing card by the looks of it, a joker. And then onto the arrow. And then a random palm tree. Let's pull that across. I love the collection that I've got. It's took me years. It took me years to get to that amount. It definitely didn't just happen overnight. But I like it when they're nice and pretty and all organised. Same as my pencils, it drives me absolutely nuts if one of them is not in the right order. So just little random areas now. I've just noticed as well there's a little T-Rex there. A couple of bits coming off the back of the cheetahs. And then just the mushrooms now. And then plants. The blow plants. I don't know what they're called. And a ladybird, a random ladybird just there. Let's get these mushrooms done. And then I can move on to the pencils. What pencils shall I use? I don't know if the Rosanes have the oranges and yellows that I would like. I'm not sure, and I've just dipped my finger in a wet bit. I used the Prismacolor on the last one, so I don't want to use the Prismacolor today because I've been using them for nearly 3 days solid. I do like to change it up. Nearly there. So can you see any bits that I've missed? That is part of the paw, so I want to keep that white. There's a little bit there. I think that should do for that now. And you're a shopaholic. You know what? I've not been too bad. Let me put this on the table behind me. I've not been too bad, to be honest now. I've said a couple of times that I'm really happy with the collection that I've got, that I don't feel the need to go out and spend. Yeah, polychromos might be alright actually, the brains in it. But let me check my Rosanes first, because I've not used them loads and loads, and I do really want to practice with these. I do like them, I do really like them actually. And I got them at a bargain price off the Facebook marketplace, so they were second hand. But yeah, I was really happy with the price that I paid. But I don't think there's only going to be a couple of colours that I want to use. so I won't use them on this one. I will go with the polychromos, although I'm not the best at polys with them being so hard. I even know by memory now which pencils are in which pencil case. I used to have them all labelled. I don't need them anymore. I don't need the labels. I just remember. Oh, this is that the colourful. What is it? Colourful Countdown to Christmas. That palette. The Renaissance one. I think now, since I did that video, I think she's sold out. At the time of me doing that video, I think she had 9 left in stock, and now they've all gone. But in particular, this shade here is the most beautiful watercolour. It's not going to show up on camera, is it? Let me just turn. In the video it's a lot better, but it's got these sparkly bits in that I don't even know how to explain what they are. And I'd messaged her, and she is going to bring some of these colours, if not all of them, out as open stock next year, which is exciting. So I've got that white one on my list to get. Well, yeah, exactly. There's always going to be new books out, isn't there? There's not necessarily going to be new collections of pencils, new this, new that, and I'm happy with the paints, the pencils, everything that I've got now. There is a couple of bits, like markers, that I need to go round to my sister's and drop off for my little niece. I've just not gone round yet. But I know that she'll absolutely love them. I need to find time, possibly this weekend, to knit round. So, that's one of my favourite colours of the polychromos, the green gold. Really unusual colour, that one. It possibly could be. I think she did answer me, the owner. She said her flat's covered in them. Yeah, her flat's absolutely covered in them. So we've got the more neutral tones here. I'll try the green gold first, because I absolutely love this colour. So, let's see how far my webcam is going to behave, because I know that with doing pencil you might not be able to see very well what I'm doing. I think that's as far as I'm going. That shouldn't be too bad. The lighting isn't that great today. I couldn't be bothered getting out my big umbrella for them rushing round to put everything away before the kids got home. So just checking if it's dry enough, and I think it'll be alright. It exactly is. Believe it or not, I have not got a backup of this pencil, but my local art store, Hobbycraft, do sell these as well, it's not actually local. It probably takes me about 25 minutes in the car to get there. They do sell these open stock, so the next time that I'm there, I'm going to pick a few of them up, because there's nothing else in any of the sets that are like this. It's not yellow, it's not gold, it's not orange, it's not brown. It's just like a nice mixture of all of them. As you can tell with how much that I've used it, I love it. And that's a well used one actually. What's that one? Raw Umber. But I know that you're meant to work in layers with these pencils, and it all depends on what mood that I'm in, whether I do that or not. And I think I will get away with not doing that today, because I've put the watercolour down in the background. I feel like today as well, you know, when you wake up and you feel like you're a bit on the verge of getting a bit stuffily, like your nose, and a bit colder. I call it colder, like having a cold. I feel like that a little bit, like my nose is stuffed. I'm going to have to go and blow my nose in a minute. It's doing me head in. But I've got a couple of Lemsips in the cupboard, so I'm going to take them, and I've got some cold and flu tablets that if I start them now, I might get away with it, because I do not want that bug going around my house. I don't drive, Sabrina. I've said that a couple of times before. Unfortunately, I'm going to start my driving lessons again very soon. But my husband's my taxi driver. He kindly takes me wherever I want to go, and where he works in the middle of a city, there is a couple of art shops that are in walking distance for him, so he does offer to go there for me. I said he is a sweetheart. That's what, I'm going to mute the microphone in a minute so I can blow my nose, because you don't want to hear that, obviously. It's annoying. Yeah, I am going to start my driving lessons again. I did, before COVID, I was doing driving lessons in a manual, so with gears, and I was doing that fine, but because of my left knee, every time you change the gear, you have to put the clutch in, and I couldn't do it. My knee was just shaking terribly, and then it'd stiffen up and it just wouldn't do what my brain was telling it to do. So the next time I go, I need to do my lessons in a automatic, and then I get around that issue, I think. Yep, I'm going to have to blow my nose, it's doing my head in. All that time I was talking. All that time. It's because I'm blowing through my nose. I was saying that my niece has passed a driving test on Monday. So I need to ring up and speak to her again. So hopefully she'll come and visit me, because we don't live that close. Damn, blowing my nose. And my knee, I've still got physio appointments, still doing physio, but at the moment I'm having to take a tablet. I can't pronounce the name of the tablet, but I'm having to take that before I go to bed, and it's like a nerve stopper, because I get that, how can I explain it? It feels like electricity running down the back of my thighs up the centre of my knee. So these tablets stop that from happening. It sometimes happens when I'm sat here, actually. I get a shooting pain every now and again. Oh, I need to blow my nose again. Thank you, Deb, for joining. I really do appreciate it. I feel like my nose is getting worse as I'm talking. Yeah, so I don't know what's going to happen about it. Just keep doing what the doctors are telling me and hope for the best. I can't have any surgeries or anything because I've got nobody to look after my daughter for, what would it be, 2 months while I healed. So I just have to get on with it, don't you? There's no point really complaining. You just get on with it. So before I move down here, I'm being really messy with this. I'm not doing individual strokes. Nope, no. Where he's already put the shade in, where Kerby's already put the shade in, going over the top. And I need a darker shade as well. Just looking at my reference, just to put a little bit of shading in. Just a little bit. But I could always go over the spots individually, but it might make them stand out too much. And it definitely won't look realistic then. If it was more of a cartoony picture, I probably would have done that actually. yeah, I'm excited now for the 24th. 24th, I'm going to get my tattoo finished, and then in January as well. They have got smooth coats, but the webcam probably won't pick it up. But they have got hair, and it's more like spiky hair. It's like one of my dogs. One of my dogs is a short-haired Chihuahua, and even though it looks really smooth and flat to the skin, you get the occasional hair that peaks up. That's what it looks like with this. But I'm not going to add individual. I'm not about that today. No. That pandolin was realistic enough last night. I can't wait for Christmas as well this year. My husband had to go in the loft last night to get something down, and he was stood up there and he said, "The Christmas box is there, shall I just bring it down with Christmas tree and all ornaments?" I said, "Are you kidding me?" I said, "We've got another 2 or 3 weeks yet before we put them up. Where am I going to put the boxes in the house?" I said, "Just keep them up there and stop being lazy," because he didn't want to go back up in a couple of weeks. That's what it was. But yeah, we usually put the Christmas decorations up the weekend after my birthday, so the last weekend in November usually, and that's what we'll probably do this year. But I don't know where we're going to actually put it this year. We might have to put it literally right in front of the window because of my daughter's chair. It's quite big, and now I've got the fish tank, and it's a big fish tank. It's a 145 litre fish tank that's in one corner. And would you believe I've got goldfish in it? I've got just goldfish in. Goldfish and some snails that I was breeding, because I found them dead interesting. Sitting there watching the snails move round. What an exciting life. I bought an electric blanket yesterday. I've got my snails and my goldfish in my tank. Oh. What time are we on now? 3 o'clock. I will have to stop very soon to prep my tea and the kids' tea. We're all having separate tonight. The kids obviously won't eat steak, ribeye steak. So yeah, I need to prep all that, do all the seasoning. Quickly put another load of washing on, because I have been out most of the morning today. I waited in all day yesterday for Amazon to pick a package up. It was through Amazon. It was called Hermes, I think, Hermes. And I waited in all day yesterday, and they said that they'd come and pick this package up from 8 o'clock in the morning to 8 o'clock in the evening. So I waited in all day, and nobody turned up. Nobody turned up, and I couldn't carry it to the post office because it was very heavy. It was a weighted blanket for Isabel that we needed to send back. So yeah, I wasn't a happy bunny last night. I was not a happy bunny at all. Oh, I can't wait for it. I always end up talking about food on my streams. So I'm doing peppercorn sauce. Asparagus is just for me. Broccoli's just for me because my husband doesn't like it. I'm having a jacket potato and he'll have chips. I don't really like home chips. So a nice jacket potato with loads of proper butter and salt on. And we'll have that when the kids are upstairs, so we can sit down and watch TV together. So I'm looking forward to that later. So I'm just dotting this shading anywhere random. I'm not sticking to one, but I'll do this all the way down. And then same with these, but a slightly different colour, because I've made these more yellow than orange. It's got ridiculously pricey. How come? I know the price of lamb has gone quite expensive at the minute, but I don't think steak has. My dad's actually a butcher, and I was only speaking to him yesterday, and he's not mentioned about anything changing, because he keeps me in the loop, because we get like a Christmas hamper off him each year, that with the turkey and your bacon and all your other bits and bobs. So yeah, he does keep me in the loop, and I don't think we're having issues with it, and I think I paid £5.50, £6, which is quite reasonable for probably about an 8 ounce. Oh, what a shame. Oh, what a shame. I think you should just be sticking to chicken then for now. Just chicken. So I went out the lines a little bit there. But we go to my favourite restaurant as well on, is it 2 week? 2 week as well for my birthday, and I cannot wait. I have not been there in months and months. I walk in that restaurant and I don't even ask for the menu, or they hand me the menu and I say to them I don't need it. I know what I'm having. I know what I'm having. I'm going to rhyme it off. I just have the same thing every single time. Creature of habit. If I find something I like, I'm not going to change it. Wow, that is expensive. That's expensive if you're cooking it at home. It's not too bad if you're eating at a restaurant at that price. I think at the place that we go, it's about 25, depending the size of the steak, 25 to £30 per steak, depending the size and what cut it is. I don't know how I manage it. I always talk about food. I am still meant to be on a diet. I think that's why I talk about food a lot, because I know I can't eat it all the time. I think that's what it is. That's at your grocery store. Yeah, well, I wouldn't be eating steak if it was that price. Do you have a local butcher's, or is that your butcher's, or is that like a big superstore like Asda or Tesco? Let's move down to who is Naj. Will you finally come out your bed, dog? I swear half the time it's only like I've got one dog, because the other one just stops in a bed. It's a small chain store. It's always better though to buy from your local butchers. We have got a local butchers. That's not the one that my dad works at. It's a different one. But it's always best to try and buy your meat at a local butcher as opposed to going to a supermarket, I find. See, this red now has dried. It's not picking up on camera, but it's dried more of like a pink. So that might actually be better, because I'll be able to go over the top of it with the burgundies that I wanted to. So that's worked out quite nicely, actually. That's it, you'll hear pitter patter in now because they're both out chasing after each other, messing on the rug. So I'm expecting my son home in about 15 minutes, I think, give or take. It's crazy to think that my son's only got about 6.5 months left in school. And then I've got my daughter that's only just started. So it's like complete opposite ends. Really weird. I used the Rembrandt, the new ones that I've got. Really, really nice. Colour, I didn't base in Intense. I based with just normal watercolour. I found with Inktense, if I do it in a big area, it goes quite patchy on me. So if I'm using Inktense, then I'll use it on a smaller area. But yeah, just a very thin layer of watercolour just to get rid of the white of the paper. Just it makes it a little bit less daunting and gets your colour palette down. And what's this dark one? Dark sepia that I'm using. And then with the white bit, I'll use a really light yellow. like this one for instance, the Naples yellow, and blend that down into the white so it's a seamless edge and I've not got a line there. They are very, very nice, very nice. They're not chalky at all like a couple of other paints that I've used, but I still really like my Winsor & Newton, the professional ones. Very, very nice. Oh, thank you very much, Claire. Ooh, Australia. Australia. I don't think, have you been on a stream before? I haven't really streamed all that much, but I'm trying my best to get into it a little bit more. And there will be a couple of double streams. Do we call it a double stream? Stream with 2 people on at the same time? Like what Corey does, and I asked her permission and she said that it's okay. She was very kind for me to say that she said it's fine, it's fine. So I hope that she manages to pop on at some point when I do one, just so I can say thank you again, because it was her that I got the idea from. Yeah, they weren't cheap. They weren't cheap. They're probably one of, if not the most expensive watercolour paint that I own now. I'm happy. I'm happy with everything that I got. I don't need anything else, unless something absolutely miraculous comes out that I want to try. I'm holding off buying art supplies for now. Oh, I've got to show you this. This is adorable, adorable. If you're into reading, look at these bookmarks. Chalky watercolours are usually cheap ones. Yeah, like the Prima ones. The professional Winsor & Newton ones are very, very, very nice. Very nice. Oh, thank you, Claire. Thank you very much. I found these on Amazon and they were £5 for the pack of 2, and they're little bookmarks. Now I can use these in my colouring books, but I will use them in my reading books now I've started reading again. But I thought that these were freaking adorable. Absolutely adorable. They're just little dragons. I'm such a big kid at heart. Like. So I've just finished one of my books yesterday, so I need to pick another one out. But yeah, I've got these now. But I could put them in my colouring books as well and just use them as little bookmarks, like my one that I'm working on at the minute. I thought that they were so cute, and for now I'm going to find somewhere that I can hang them, because they are just so cute. Me and dragons are. So that packaging can get moved. I can't believe how cheap they were as well. Really reasonably priced, actually. So I can take that reference off for now, because I'm going to go off this. I appreciate anybody that watches any of my lives or watches my videos, but sometimes I think, why do they want to listen to me? Why do they want to listen to me? But you do, and I am really, really grateful. Really grateful. I feel like sometimes I do ramble on and sometimes I don't explain what I'm doing very well, but I enjoyed that watercolour background, the tutorial that I did recently. I really enjoyed doing that. I'll have to do some more. The first one looked like a moonstone, the lighter coloured one. This one. They're really nice, aren't they, though, for cheap? I thought they were bloody adorable. And so I need to just find somewhere to put them until I have already bought my next book, but when I start to read it, I don't know when that'll be. I don't know. You like my chatter videos. You need to learn to put more chatter in your videos. I think sometimes it depends, in all honesty, what mood that you're in. If I'm not in the mood to sit down and film, then I will never ever ever force myself to, because I won't come across as being me, if that makes any sense. Whereas if I feel like I want to talk and I want to sit down, then I will do. But I think sometimes some of the things I talk about are just a bit boring, like me saying that I bought an electric blanket. All the joys. But that's life, isn't it? That is life. So let's bring this colour down a little bit more down here. Your family calls you Gobby. I need to sit down, believe it or not, and reply to comments on my videos. I am terrible at doing that. I see a comment and then I reply in my head, but then I forget to type it out on my phone. That is what I'm like with not just YouTube, that's what I'm like in real life. Or if anybody messages me on Instagram, I am not ignorant at all, but I genuinely forget, and then I get overwhelmed with the amount of stuff that I need to try and catch up on. So I need to probably do that tomorrow when I've got an hour spare. I need to sit down and read through the comments properly and reply. I don't want anyone thinking that I'm being ignorant, but that's just me. That's what I'm like with anybody. Ask anybody that talks to me personally. 9 times out of 10 I will not message you back straight away. That's just me. But I think we're getting the gist of it now. What I'm trying to go for anyway. See, I wouldn't say I'm shy in real life, but I'm not overly chatty. I think it depends who I'm talking to and what I'm talking about, really. So for these shaded bits in the white, I'll use a grey, but I want a cool grey. So that one is Cool Grey 3. Let's see how that is just with a light hand. Just want a little bit of something. Nothing too heavy. That should do the trick. It might not even show up on camera, but it's just a little bit of something there. Are you going to make your tattoo appointment? For the finish of this one, Chloe, you mean? Well, I'm hoping that my daughter's going to be in school, so I hope so. I hope so. That's the 24th of this month. And then for the next part of my arm, it's going to be in January. What books do I like? I like reading true crime. That's the only sort of books that I read. But when I get into a book that I really do enjoy and the things pique my interest, I will have that book finished in 2 or 3 days. I will sort of binge read it and just read and read and read. I can't put it down and leave it there for a couple of days. I have to just have it finished. And I've missed 2 spots here with the paint. I'm annoying. I have read like stuff like Twilight and Harry Potter and stuff like that, but it doesn't keep my my interest. But I like listening to the audio books of stuff like that. Yeah, well, because I've obviously managed to turn up for this one, then the rest are alright because he knows that I'm going to turn up. So I get my deposit back when I've finished with the tattoo. That's how it works. But I think it's going to be a while before I've finished now that I've found somebody that I really like. Oh, I'm kicking myself now because I said I didn't want to miss any bits, so I'm annoyed with myself now. So to this bit here, let me just turn the page a little bit, just to make it a little bit easier. But I'm not going to lie, the healing process of this has been it's been very, very sore. This is the biggest tattoo that I've ever had, so I was sort of shocked with the burning the next day. And I've been keeping up with putting cream on and keeping it clean and stuff. But now I'll know for next time what to expect because nobody warned me. All the other tattoos that I've got are really tiny in comparison. Yeah, I do like audio books. If I'm sat here in the evening or if I'm out walking, and I put an audio book on. But yeah, I've just been enjoying just sitting there reading these last couple of nights. Just with my blanket on It's been cosy and have the candle on, and it's just been really nice. So I might possibly start that other one tonight, depending, because I might see this half finished and it'll annoy me, and then I'll sit here for the next 2 or 3 hours when the kids have gone to bed and try and get it finished. So we'll see. We shall see. So I've just realised that it is at 3:20 now, and my son is due home in 5 or 10 minutes, so I will have to end the stream now, otherwise you'll hear a grumpy teenager walking in and 2 chihuahuas squeaking to get to him because they absolutely love him. They love him and they won't leave him alone when he gets in, and all you hear is squeak, 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 squeak until he sits down and gives them a love. So yeah, that'll be annoying for you guys. And I need to ask him about school. He's got loads and loads and loads of revision that he needs to be starting, so I need to sit down before my daughter gets home and go through all the stuff that he needs to get done. So yeah, that'll be me finishing colouring for... I'll probably sit down tonight maybe for an hour. We'll see. I'll say an hour, but it won't be. It'll be for the rest of the night. But I'm hoping to do more streams. It's getting the confidence to sit here and do more streams, and there is going to be a couple of double streams to look forward to as well. I've not confirmed the dates with the people yet, but it will be very, very soon. Very soon. But thank you everyone for joining. Hopefully it won't be too long before my next video or my next stream. So thank you everyone for joining, and take care. And I'm trying to figure out, you can hear the clicking, I'm trying to figure out how you turn the stream off because it's been that long. It's been that long. So I'll go on to this. So I think that's it. There we go. We've got to stop streaming. So I'll see you in the next one, guys. Bye.